All right. If you have two sides that have different opinions about something, different perspectives, the tricky part for humans, I think, is understanding that each side, no matter how polarized their perspective is on one topic, has at its core truth. So the problem here is that usually the other side cannot see that core of the truth and instead will add meaning to the words because words are inaccurate and will add meaning to that core truth, which is truth, and therefore frame the other side as lying or as being not honest or wrong. But the hard part for people is actually understanding that if somebody truly is behind some perspective, unless they're like completely fantasizing, there's some truth there. There's some deep like value to be extracted and to be added to the equation of truth. And that's, I think, why we have so many like conflicts right now, because each side has good points, but the core of it will be kind of like spun further and the meaning will be added and you will have like a completely distorted version of what the original first side said. And so it's on the other side. So you have this kind of like weird dynamic where people fight over truth, but instead of taking nuggets of truth, they add stuff to the truth that they don't like to make it wrong so they're right. So to feed their ego, obviously. And I think it's a very, very prominent thing that goes on. And it's incredibly hard to break out of it. But like, I think the main reason you have to look out for is like, or the main like thing to be aware of is if somebody's truly interested in truth, they can handle these little nuggets and take them and incorporate them in their own perspective. If you have somebody that fights everything, then that the other side says, that you know that person's actually not really interested in objective truth. They're interested in their own truth, defending their own truth. And there's also a very interesting word you can call this. There's like a very interesting dynamic. It's called Motte and Bailey fallacy, where you have a very strong core argument, and then you have a very weak argument that you try to defend with the strong core argument. And I'm probably going to talk about this later, but I think there's always some truth in what people truly perceive to be true, unless they're lying, obviously. But let's assume you're actually interested in seeing reality and you perceive the world one way, and there's another person that perceives it a different way. You both need each other to have a better understanding of truth, but instead these parts just fight. So that's about it. Peace.